Okay, we're gonna roll on. We're gonna roll on to our next comedian. He runs a room in Pittsburgh. It's called the Brouhaha, and it's every second Tuesday of the month. He's also going to be at Rooster T. Feathers this Wednesday in a new talent competition. He's a great guy, very huggable. I'm gonna squeeze him. I don't know how he feels about it. We didn't talk about it, but I'm gonna do it anyways. His name is Justin Lafferty.
I am very huggable, thank you. How about a round of applause for both the hair and comedy stylings of Matt Rath. Tracy holds a very dear place in my heart. My first job at college was in Tracy. It turned me from this college grad with all these hopes and all these dreams, and it just crushed it. Yeah, it just crushed like crackers in a fat man's bed. Now I live in Berkeley, and Berkeley is a very unique place of the Bay Area. It is the only place I can find fair trade gluten-free water. We have one other fair trade gluten-free water fan here in the house. Sorry, thank you very much, ma'am. Trying to gluten my water, goddamn. I'm also getting really big into the Occupy movement. Of course, the only thing I'm trying to occupy is a parking spot. It's not going well. Yeah, picking a mean Dave, I drove around for 15 minutes. Also, it does not come across on stage that much, or on floor that much. No, when I do comedy, I'm on kind of a stage. So yeah, but I do stutter, and it is really fucking up my pep game. Because the main places where I stutter, it's either like in a bar or a loud environment. DJ MacBook is just, killing it. Or also when I'm trying to order food. So I'm not really sure if I stutter or if this is just my body's way of telling me to go on a diet. Yeah, do I have any San Francisco fans or Niners, Giants, anyone here? Yeah. I think it's funny the way that sports fans celebrate. Like when the Giants won the World Series, they're flipping over muni buses, setting stuff on fire. I'm just like, I'm a huge sports fan, but I've never been that overwhelmed with passion. I'm like, whoa! I'm gonna torch a muni bus, yeah! Nothing else, incites that kind of excitement. Like, you don't see your friends painting at an art gallery and go, all right, art, woo! I love that paint so much I'm gonna piss on it, woo! Only sports, like you love something so much you want to destroy it. And then, also more for Giants and A's fans, I'm not sure if you guys have heard, but you guys know like bullpen phones, like when a manager wants to call for a relief pitcher, there used to be a landline phone. Their ballparks are the only, only 30 places in America that still have landline phones. But now that got eliminated because T-Mobile paid Major League Baseball a bunch of money, so now they're going to have cell phones. So when a manager wants to call for a new pitcher, he will call on a cell phone. And that got me wondering, how long will it take for a relief pitcher to send a dick pic with that cell phone? And I figured the first one would probably be Brian Wilson. Some of you laugh, some of you wonder why I'm talking about the Beach Boys. So being that I'm in a wine store, I should probably tell some wine jokes to acclimate myself with the culture here. You guys heard Trader Joe's? They recently raised the price of their $2 chuck, the Charles Shaw, by 50 cents. Notice how all the white people in here went, what? That's the thing about white people. If it says organic anywhere on the label, we will pay double. But if you raise the price of cheap wine by 50 cents, we will riot. It's kind of like, you know, how we'll stand in line for 3 days for an iPhone and pay $500 for the damn thing, but we will not spend 99 cents for an app. So I'm single. I'm single. Anybody else single here tonight?
Yeah.
I'll be talking to you after the show. No, but getting rejected by girls does suck. I think that getting rejected by a girl should be more like getting rejected from a job. Like, when a girl tells me that she just wants to be friends, I should be able to say, well, can you keep my resume on file? And let me know if you have any positions I might be able to fill in the future. If you know what I mean. Good. Also, this is just kind of a funny story. A few months ago, or a few years ago, I was in Seattle. And I didn't know that, you know, the Pacific Northwest, that kind of area, was a big wine grower. I never knew that. So I went into a wine store kind of near, in kind of a touristy area, like near where the first Starbucks is, and the public market, or whatever you call it. So I went to a wine store, and I'm a novice for wine. I'm like, hey, if it tastes good, cool. As you can probably tell, I'm more of a $2 Chuck drinker. Do you guys have that here tonight? Charles Shaw? Do you happen to have that varietal here tonight?
I have some at home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah! Ma'am, are you single or open-minded at least? So I go into this wine store. You know, I'm kind of a novice at wine, and of course I walk into the store in Seattle, and you know, the guy who helps me is this snooty fucking French Canadian guy. I'm like, oh fuck. And you know, he's like, well, like he asks me all these specific questions about wine. Like, you know, do I enjoy a woody taste, or do I enjoy this? I'm like, I enjoy wine that tastes good. Do you have any of that? And he's leading me over to, you know, these expensive, here's, this is, you know, bottled in France. This is from Nava. These, like, you know, $300 bottles of wine. And I'm like, listen, I'm looking more in the $20 to $40 range. He dropped the accent. His tone's changed. I'm like, over here. And I'm like, I just felt so judged by it. I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to score some cheap wine for my mom. Except I'm that kind of a good person, you know. I'm a sweetheart, you know it. What else do I want to talk about tonight? Let's see. Does anybody else driving around just, you know, scared to drive over anything because of Mario Kart? Like, I saw a banana peel in the road one day. I swerved 4 lanes because I saw what that shit did to Bowser. Yeah. Also, I'm not sure about politics. To talk about that for a minute. I'm kind of nostalgic for President Clinton. Anybody else kind of miss Clinton? You really miss him, don't you? Not so much, you know, for the policy or, you know, anything like that. I just miss when the biggest problem facing our country was whether or not the president got a blowjob. Yeah. So I'm kind of rusty tonight, guys. So technology is just fucking amazing, isn't it? I mean, we have just so much power in the cell phone. And think about, I mean, what this thing could do, you know, 40 years ago. This kind of technology would have, you know, weighed 50 pounds, you know, cost $1 million. But we have it right here in our pocket now. And what do we use this for? to play Angry Birds and send dick pics. All I'm saying is that we as a people don't really deserve the flying car. The way we've treated this. Then also, a few years ago when I worked in Tracy, I worked for the Tracy Press here. Do you guys still read it? Oh, man. So yeah, so you guys were just disappointed. After I left, you guys just stopped reading it. You stopped seeing my bottle. I'm like, fuck that. I'm sure that's what it was, right? No, because 4 years ago, I was a Pulitzer Prize nominated journalist. Woo! Now I'm a comedian. People, my life has just really gone downhill. Ever since I lost that gig as Jonah Hill's body double. And this is kind of a more mature kind. Do you guys like top 40 pop music? Okay. Do you guys think Kesha's parents are proud of her?
No.
Something to ponder tonight. Also, guys, I believe that a tropical depression is just a rainstorm that didn't get hugged enough. Also, I believe that I don't really understand the saying, don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Because to me, that seems like the most efficient way to carry eggs. And I'll leave you guys with one more joke. You guys have been a great crowd. Give yourselves a round of applause tonight. It's been great to come back to Tracy. I mean, just, you guys welcome me back with open arms, so again, thank you guys very much. Did you guys ever notice how you can adopt a cat and you can change the cat's name? And the cat's cool with it. However, you can't do the same if you adopt a kid. I think some of you have tried that. Like, you can adopt a cat and like, oh, your name's Whiskers? That name sucks. I don't like it. I'm calling you Mittens from now on. You can't adopt a 7-year-old boy and be like, oh, your name's Kevin? That name sucks. I don't like it. I'm calling you Mittens from now on. Hey guys, thank you very much.
It worked. Great set, Mittens.